Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing September tarot predictions for your zodiac sign. I prefer you apply your moon sign, but you can apply your sun, moon, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, rising, all of the above. And for fixed signs, I don't think you can even see this if I tried to get you to see this. 5 of Cups, 3 of Wands reversed, 3 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, 8 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles reversed, 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 9 of Cups reversed, and Strength reversed. I think I started with that. You either go through like a breakup, a friendship breakup, or maybe a career change this month. I think that you've had a lot kind of accumulating on your shoulders for a little bit. Like you've bottled up a lot of tension that you've been feeling, you've been keeping to yourself, or things that have needed to come to light eventually do. There's like a breaking point this month, and I think ultimately you are someone who's very like passive, and you've tried to brush things under the rug for the sake of keeping peace with other people or for easygoing. I feel like you reached this point where, despite your respect for certain people or certain connections, maybe like certain dynamics with colleagues, I think you're just like, I'm tired of being in situations that I'm uncomfortable in for the sake of constantly keeping into consideration other people who do not take me into consideration. And so this is a month where I think you break away and you pivot from either a friend group, a relationship status, or a career. Now, if I had to be more specific, I kind of do think it's a personal relationship more than a career this month, because there's a lot more cups pulled, there's not a lot of pentacles, and I also feel like with the 3 of Pentacles upright, I kind of feel like your work life is maybe even your only outlet or your only anchor to this environment. So like maybe you're stressed with your home life and like your work has become almost like a safe haven. And I think a lot of the issue boils down to the fact that you really doubt yourself. Maybe there are people in your environment that in some ways benefit from your insecurity with yourself. And I think this has tied into a very reflective headspace. I feel like you're beginning to identify with the fact that you are not as content or happy around certain people as you thought you were. And I think this is a month of like recognizing that you don't need to be in situations that don't make you happy. And I think for a really long time you've like compromised your own comfortability for the sake of what you considered was doing the right thing. But I feel like something happens this month where you ultimately are just like, this is not the right thing for me anymore. And in some ways I feel like this is a month where you allow yourself to be quote-unquote selfish. I'm using that in quotation marks because I don't think anything that you're doing is selfish. I think it's more or less you just coming to terms with the fact that your needs have not been met for a very long time. And you've been willing to sacrifice that at the expense of accommodating other people's needs, and it's just, it's like something's got to give in this dynamic. On a positive note, I do feel like you are really leaning into your sense of self-care this month. Going to the gym for yourself more, like just mainly for mental health reasons at this point. Like I feel like you're just starting to not make apologies or excuses for why you can't show up for yourself, and you're beginning to show up for yourself. And this doesn't just have to be like going to the gym. It could just be like upping your self-care, reading more books, watching more films, resting, like not feeling like you have to be constantly at other people's whim or disposal based on like when they need you in the moment. And I feel like that is ultimately going to bring you a lot of peace. Very to the point, very quick, but you know how I do these things. So hopefully this was helpful. And I will see you in October's tarot predictions. I'm so excited for October. I should be saying I'm excited for October because it's my 1-year anniversary married, but the real reason is the 3rd book for Once Upon a Broken Heart comes out. So priorities, am I right? This reading is for cardinal signs. I pulled cards earlier and then I like put tabs on them so I don't forget who's who. And I have King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords reversed, Temperance reversed, 6 of Cups reversed, 2 of Swords reversed, 4 of Cups, lots of cups, 6 of Pentacles reversed, King of Cups. Oh, Damn. Weird. I know I shuffled my deck really good too, so like this is very much not a coincidence. What does this mean? You are, I feel like you're dating or you're like single and you're playing the field a bit. I feel like either that or you are like just at a point in your life where you're feeling very emotionally fulfilled or you're feeling very carefree to just begin to search for better relationship dynamics or things that meet your needs a bit more. It's interesting because with Six of Cups and Temperance reversed, I kind of am like, okay, so your needs haven't been met that much. Okay, the most cheesy scenario in my head that the spread plays out to me is like a relationship dynamic where one person is, I just watched Ultimatums, this is why this is probably fresh in my mind, but it's almost like one of the people wants to progress further in the relationship and the other doesn't or is dragging their feet. And I feel like you know what you want, and I think you are very clear about what you want, and it's like you're not giving people the opportunity to give you less than what you are looking for. And I don't know, I kind of get the impression like some of you are getting proposed to this month, some of you are moving in with your partner this month, some of you guys are like really upping your relationship vibes or like taking things to the next step. But I also feel like it's kind of driven through this like lens of I deserve more. Are you going to meet me where I need you to meet me, or do I have to find someone better? Like I feel like you were like at this point where you were just like so secure with yourself. You've done all your shadow work. You know, you've just been very like with your manifestations and all that stuff. And I just feel like you're in this headspace of like, I know my worth. I'm tired of making like apologies or shrinking myself for the sake of other people not knowing my worth. And I feel like this is a month where it's like you have a lot of clarity about who you are and who the people around you are. And I think that you give people this very nice opportunity to essentially get their shit together and like meet you where you deserve to be met. But I also feel like you're in this like very peaceful headspace where it's like you don't mind letting them go if it means you both just ultimately cannot meet each other where you need to be met. And I think like you have a lot of like love and optimism around your vibe this month. I don't get the impression that you feel like jaded. I don't get the impression that you are like really even that sad. I would say watch your finances a little bit more. I think you're just like kind of going through the motions with your love life, or maybe you're feeling a bit more vulnerable in relationship dynamics because you're ultimately, in some cases, giving the ultimatum, or you're just like putting your foot down. So of course you could seek retail therapy as like a means of coping with a lot of the uncertainty before you get to this conclusion, because you're gonna get some kind of conclusion this month around where you stand with people, and it's like you have peace already with it. Like no matter where it goes, I feel like you've already kind of embraced like all the ins and outs of it, and you're just kind of like waiting for an answer, and you get an answer this month. And some of you, I feel like it's the vibes are just very you getting engaged, starting like some kind of like big milestone news maybe like you have to share with people this month. And for some of you, I feel like you're just like walking away from what doesn't serve you, but you have like such a chill vibe about it. It's almost like those scenes in like Sex and the City where you see like Carrie or someone like leaving a bad hookup or something, and they just like know that that person just was silly for them, and they're just like strutting through the streets like smiling, like even though they are like wiping their hands of that situation. That's kind of the vibe of this month. I don't know why my brain is just so like modified on TV shows and stuff, but you guys watch me for a reason, so maybe this is something that you understand. So yeah, kind of get chill vibes this month. I don't really get the impression of like lots of tension or distress, so I quite like this for you. I quite like this spread. Just watch your money a little bit. I don't see much about your career this month. It's mainly just focusing on like self-love and your relationships, which is funny because so was the last reading I just did for fixed signs, but it was a little bit more intense than this. For mutable signs, oh my god, sometimes my hair extensions look weird in the camera, and then like I'll watch this back and I'll just have like the most obvious like real hair just like hanging out, my extensions just like dangling off to the side. So yes, these are clip-ins. I did have sew-ins, but I took those out this year. I got them in originally for like my wedding, my elopement. Okay, so for mutable signs, 10 of Cups reversed, Death, Queen of Wands reversed, the Moon reversed, Page of Swords, the Emperor reversed, the World, Judgment, ooh, King of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Wands reversed, the Chariot, 8 of Swords. Okay, so, yeah, it kind of makes sense though, because there is a full moon in September this month in mutable signs, so I understand astrologically why the spread is what this is. I have been in denial for a very, very long time about both things with your money, but also with your emotional attachments and investments to people. You inevitably have, like, something, it comes to a full stop this month, and I think you just have to face this thing that you've been avoiding or you've been brushing under the rug, specifically around a very bossy and controlling relationship dynamic in your life that kind of always makes you feel drained and bad about yourself. They're very critical, this person in your life. They always have a lot to say. They're never really happy with themselves. You don't get like warm fuzzy feelings when you think of them. You get like you know, like a gotta mind my P's and Q's vibe. I don't know, maybe it's like an authoritative figure, but I get the impression that like someone has been very much weighing on you. This could also tie into career, like you could just be changing your career path this month. But for most of you, I feel like you were in denial for a while about a certain situation that you've made excuses for and allowances for that ultimately left you feeling incredibly not okay with yourself. Like you were feeling pretty intense, and I get the impression that this is kind of a period of like you need to be happier with yourself. And Pancake says hello. Who fed you? Who fed you? Okay, so I get the impression that this is just a time period where you had like a situation, either a schedule dilemma or a person in your life that made you feel very gridlocked. I feel like you're a very bubbly, vibrant person, so like even when people were controlling with you or bossy with you or judgmental towards you, you were always trying to like take things in stride. You were always trying to like rise above things or see the best in people or situations. Like you're always constantly empathizing for where other people are coming from or what other people are thinking or why people are doing the things that they're doing. So much so that sometimes you lose sight of like the opportunity to assert a clear boundary with people. Like I think you're so set on like, where is this coming from? Why do you feel this way? What made you think that? Versus like, hold on, you don't get to speak to me like that. Like it's kind of like that's how you react with these things. We're doing a YouTube video, Pakaku. We're doing a YouTube video. He's so dumb with me. But and I feel like this is just a time period where you have to kind of reestablish your own needs. And with the Chariot card here too, I get this like ominous impression that you are either radically changing your environment this month. Like maybe you move out, maybe you have a huge separation with someone in your life that was a very constant person in your life, or maybe you change your career path. There's something around like you for very many months have bottled things up and stayed quiet and just took things in stride. And then I think something about this month specifically just is like, oh no, this is enough. I think that's like the theme of this month is like you're just like this is enough. I'm good on this. On a last note though, I feel like you're going to exit this month feeling so much more lightweight about situations in your life. You're not gonna feel so limited. It's gonna feel like there's a whole new world of possibilities stepping into October from September. Like you're leaving August, stepping into September feeling very anchored, feeling very gridlocked. And then I feel like when you move into October that you're feeling very like, oh wow, like a sigh of relief. So yeah, that's the impression. Overall, I hope that completes this. Overall, I hope that completes this video. That doesn't make any sense. I hope you have a great September. Astrologically, this is a very chill September for everyone. Next month, October, we will have eclipse season, so that'll be way more eventful. But yeah, so Hope you guys have a great month, and I'll see you in my next video.